The African Union expanded its peacekeeping operations in Somalia last month and called on the UN Security Council to endorse a force of nearly 18,000 troops to fight al-Shabaab. But some analysts say that the AU should focus more on development for the chaotic country. Ndiho has more.
Since dictator Siad Barre was ousted in 1991, Somalia has descended into chaos, civil war, famine, and piracy off its coast. In this environment, a hardline Islamist group with links to Al-Qaeda has risen from obscurity to international prominence in less than 2 years. Mwangi Kimenyi of the Brookings Institution suggests that the militants will continue to pose a threat in the region if the international community does not change its focus for Somalia.
What has to be done is that we have to deal with the terror in that country, but there need to be a development program. We cannot just focus on military options. There has to be a strategy, and this is where even African countries need to get together and say, we are talking about terrorism, but let's think about economic programs. Let's think about opportunities for the young people. If these young people don't get opportunities, al-Shabaab is a very attractive option, and they will continue joining.
The African Union extended the mandate of AMISOM, the UN-backed force supporting the transitional federal government, TFG, in Somalia. Kenya and Ethiopia have joined AMISOM forces in the fight against al-Shabaab. Last month, Kenyan President Mwai Kibaki thanked Uganda and Burundi for providing troops for the AU mission in Somalia.
The success of our community is directly related to peace and stability in our neighboring states. Our engagement in bringing law and order in Somalia is driven by the desire to bring about peace, stability, and development in this region.
The new mandate allows Burundi and Uganda to deploy additional troops. Djibouti will also send a contingent, while Kenyan soldiers are already battling al-Shabaab in the south of Somalia. Mr. Kimenyi says that AMISOM forces in Somalia should not be seen as invaders.
I think the Somalis hate or they resent intervention from outside. You have seen what has happened even when the U.S. has been involved in Somalia. First of all, there is no aid strategy in Somalia. What you have seen donors do is responding to the crisis. If there is a famine, you start getting a lot of people, involved in food and dealing with the refugees and so on. It's not that's not a development strategy. It's a crisis, dealing with the crisis, and we tend to waste a lot of time and just dealing with the crisis.
Mr. Kimenyi says the international community should work for the empowerment of the Somali people.
We need to go beyond just focusing on the crisis and looking at what can we do that is longer term, so that it's attractive for the youth to be in school, to be working, rather than going for the piracy, which is a very attractive undertaking, or joining al-Shabaab or any other war groups.
Somalia has not had an effective central government for 2 decades, and experts say that the events in Somalia are difficult to predict. But they say one thing is for sure: al-Shabaab is losing momentum. Ndiho, VOA News.